So we're using this concept of men needing to identify or prove themselves as men, which is the very thing we're actually questioning, is that men don't need to prove themselves as men. They are, by fact, by biological fact, men. What we construct afterwards are the same things. This box that we construct afterwards is what we're trying to question. So, but then we always fall into how do we bring men into this? How do we develop a campaign that will attract them? So in Mozambique, we had the experience where men, the group of organizations there who were developing the campaign and developing the ideas came up basically with the theme, which is a real man, homem de verdade. So I'm conflicted about that. I'm a little bit conflicted about that. At the same time, I'm not going to go against the process that is going on in Mozambique. They understand what can work to bring in men in that community to listen to the campaign. What we want is for people in a campaign circumstance to see something, be attracted to it, question themselves, and want to get more information. So if that's what does it, maybe we have to live with it, and maybe this is something that will change over time. We'll be able to be more nuanced or better in our campaigns. But it is something that conflicts me about how do we communicate to the larger audience of campaigns. In the group education setting, to me, is not a problem. MenEngage only means men, programming with men, so that is not a problem. Take the opportunity to forgot one question from the last round, which was how do we engage and involve men? How do we keep young men involved? So I forgot about that. And basically, we try to have sessions that are reflective. We do not tell people what are the correct, what is right, what is wrong. We talk to them and give them a forum for them to think about, reflect, speak about their own personal experiences and what they've gone through. My experience has been that there may be at times people will resist and will have difficulty. At the same time, there are many men who will listen to these things and it'll be like, this is the first time I've ever thought about it this way. The first time I've ever thought that so many of my decisions are kind of formed by the society and the norms that I've had before. So I've also had the other situation where men also are very open to being able to have this chance, this forum. So that's basically.
No problem. I wanted to say something that I did not mention. We have a working relationship with various traditional leaders in the country. And maybe to emphasize that the work that you do, or we do with traditional leaders, it's a work in progress. Very difficult type of work because you are dealing, and my sister is correct, you are dealing with an institution that its existence is predicated on patriarchy. And they make no bones about that they benefit. So I think our approach has been to gradually do this work with traditional leaders, with a view finally to make them to come around and see things the way we see them. But for me, and I want to caution, is not to be prescriptive, but to be descriptive of what we want to achieve. Because when we begin to be prescriptive, then there's a possibility that you may alienate people that you want them to be your allies. So I'm just saying that it's probably the approach, it's how we package these things working with traditional leaders. But finally, on working with men, and let me say that there are lots and lots of men that embrace equality. There are lots of men who support their families. There are lots and lots of men who take care of their children. The sad thing is, and about media, probably tomorrow we engage them, the sad thing is that we never get to hear about these men. Because the social script is such that these men don't conform to social scripting. As a result, they don't make news.
Thank you. Leo, very, very quickly.
Okay. I think comrade has adequately addressed the issue of polygamy. But I think what I wanted just to throw as a caution is that what we've noticed in Zimbabwe is that most men are now desisting from polygamy, not because they are respecting women's rights, but because they are afraid of HIV. So take HIV out of the, out of the picture. This practice is likely to come back again. So for us, the root issue is to confront the underlying patriarchal reasons that cause men to then engage in polygamous issues. So for us, the responses from men, to answer my sister, has been both positive and negative. And the negative being backlash towards the men that are advocating for gender justice to other men. So some men are angry at these men, and some very harsh words have been said about men advocating for gender in my communities. Among traditional leaders, for example, some chiefs actually ask to court, are you sure you're men? Do you have the right organs of a man to be talking about emancipation of women? So for them, it's something unmanly to see a man standing on a podium and and talking about the emancipation of women. And to avert the issue of polygamy, some men have now resorted to what are called small houses. So these are not officially married women. So this man is married to one wife, but then he's got several other multiple concurrent partners that he has, which he then calls it small house. And when he's married, he calls it the big house. So this is another form of polygamy, which is actually happening as a result of the non-formalization of the traditional polygamy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to cut all my closing remarks reading just 4 lines, an excerpt from 3 Dreams in a Desert under a mimosa tree. And I dreamed I saw a land, and on the hills walked brave men and brave women, hand in hand, and they looked into each other's eyes, and they were not afraid. And I saw the women also hold each other's hands. And I said to him beside me, what place is this? And he said, that is heaven. And I said, where is it? And he said, on earth. And I said, when shall these things be? And he said, in the future. Colleagues, the future is now. Let's walk hand in hand, men and women, and cause gender transformation in our society. Thank you very much.